Welcome to Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis. I think there's a mistake in one of the courts that I play on. A fan actually pointed it out in a different court. Stay tuned. All right, so my buddy, who gives me great suggestions on topics for the channel, his name is Brandon Woolsey, showed me a tennis court where the lines were it looked like it was that thick. And I'm talking about the baseline. I always thought, I play in one of the courts that have like a wide or a thick baseline, and I always thought that, somebody just made a mistake and just went over it again. And, as long as it was white and the lines were within the parameters of a tennis court, that was fine. But is it fine? So I got Coach Rob with me, and we're on your courts. This is what I'm used to looking at down here.
Right.
And this is how many inches, Coach?
We just measured, so it turned out to be 2 inches.
So it's 2 inches right here. The base line itself, that's white. 2 inches on the dot. Okay. So I'm guessing all the other lines are 2 inches.
I would imagine so. It sure looks that way. I've not measured every one of them, but it looks like 2 inches to me, Harry.
Okay. Let me just quickly take a quick look at this. That is 2 inches. Isn't it deceiving where this looks wider than this? Doesn't it? Doesn't your eyes kind of... unless I got...
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. To me, this looks a little narrower than that, but it could be just me.
Could be.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Coach Rob, we know the line is 2 inches.
Correct.
How wide is the ball?
Let's measure it and find out, Harry.
More than 2 inches. Is that in or out, Rob?
That's in.
That's in.
Yep.
Is that in or out, Rob?
When it lands, remember it flattens out.
Yep.
So that would be in, Harry.
Wow, you're generous. Okay. Is that in or out, Rob?
Clearly in. Clearly in.
All right. I want to take one more quick measurement, and then we're going to head over to another place where I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so I want to measure from the end of this baseline to the beginning of the service line to see how long that is. Because I'm pretty sure there wasn't a mistake done on the other court, but I just wanted to make sure of something. Okay, so Coach Rob is going to assist me. You can hang on to that. So right here, we drop. And this is 18 feet, 2 inches to there. Okay, and so that's the end of the baseline to, I'll call it the end of the service line going this way. All right, 18.2, guys, 18.2. All right. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about, okay? Was it a mistake? Stay tuned. We're at the court that...
Different court.
Yes, I was...
different facility.
Questioning about, and this is the line I'm talking about. So this is what Brandon Woolsey was saying, like, why is this so thick? And I thought to myself, I know a court like that, and I've always just assumed that somebody probably measured either short and then added another line there. That's just my assumption. What do I know? I don't paint lines. Me
neither.
So I thought they
did the line here, and we screwed up, and then we just paint another line there.
I don't think that. I think it's probably going to measure out to be about 4 inches, I'm guessing.
So it looks like a double line, is
Yeah.
what you're saying. So this line is 4 inches, just like what you said. So this is a double line. Let's check the ball. So one ball actually fits within the line now instead of sticking out of the line. So I have 2 balls here. So it's like a 2-ball line.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder why they did that. I wonder if there's a logical explanation for that. Now, let's check the other lines though. Like this line here looks like a normal line to me. So that should come out to 2 like we measured the other one. This comes out to, that's more than 2. That looks like, Coach Rob, that was like a 2 1/8, 2 1/16, 2 1/8. That's 2
right.
1/8.
Pretty close.
Did they screw that one up?
I think if they're all the same, then that's how they're going to be playing.
Let's check this one. Two and 1/8. Okay. All right. Well,
Now we know they're all a little different.
now we know they're a little different. Let's check what we checked at first, Coach Rob. We had something 2 inches. I remember that. Right? 18 and 2. And that's where it's at. 18 and 2. So the chord itself is the same. Now, so how many feet on a full court, you said?
72 feet.
72 feet. Okay. So I'm guessing everything is regulation here. Let me go see if I can find somebody here that can tell me why that line is thicker. I mean, it looks like all the courts are that way. So maybe it wasn't a mistake on one court.
Yeah, I don't think it was a mistake. I think they just double lined the baseline
But why would they do that?
just so that people have a clear shot at seeing the line and the ball,
Okay.
is my guess.
No, I think you're right. Let's just ask why they did that. Because, I mean, most other courts, they don't have something like this.
I think it's a choice when they ask, hey, do you want a double baseline? Do you want...
Can you get a triple?
I hope not. That would look a little weird. But
Stay tuned while I go ask. Hey, coaches, are you tired of feeding 1,000 balls an hour
Ready
and not
position.
being able to see
Unit turn.
exactly
Swing.
what's going
Ready
on
position.
in their
Ready
techniques
position.
of your players?
Ready position.
Fast track
Unit
tennis
turn.
is the way.
Swing.
They'll feed
Ready
the
position.
balls for you.
Unit
You can
turn.
stand on the same
Swing.
side
Ready position.
as the
Unit turn.
person you're coaching. You can
Ready
see
position.
exactly what they're
Unit
doing
turn.
wrong. Are they
Swing.
turning?
Ready
Are they
position.
turning wrong?
Unit turn. Swing.
Can you really
Ready
see it from the
position.
other side?
Unit turn.
Get
Swing.
fast track tennis
Ready
today
position.
and help
Unit turn.
your
Swing.
students and
Good.
help
Ready position.
yourself
Unit
with
turn.
your lesson.
Swing.
All right, so I got clarification from Coach Mike Downs in there, and he said, just like what Rob said, when you ask for the court to be redone, they show you styles and line widths that you can actually choose. They chose to go with a double baseline, so it is twice the size. It's 4 inches, and they chose to go a little thicker in the regular lines, like a 16th, what did I say? An eighth thicker. And I said, why did you guys do that? And they said, well, it's just the way we wanted it to look. So it's a more aesthetic thing than anything else. But Coach Rob, you brought up a good point in terms of calling lines. Do you think it's easier on a thick one, or you think it's harder on a thick one?
I think it's easier on a thick one because you've got obviously more white. And those of us that know the rules, if it touches white, it's in. So even if it's 99% out, it's 100% in, and the line's that thick, you're going to touch some part of the line.
Right, because I mean, look at that versus that.
Right.
So let's say this is out, right? We're saying that's in, and then like there's, obviously in, right?
Right. So it should help the eyesight a little bit, having something bigger to, glance at as the ball's traveling quick.
So this wasn't a mistake. The one thing that I'm thinking of right now is because it's a thicker line, if you're standing on it though, it could be slippery, more slipperier though.
I've heard that the lines are slick. I've felt that on some courts, but then in talking to one of the court contractors we were using, he was mixing in the same amount of grit into the same amount of sand into the paint for the white line as he was for the blue and the green.
Oh.
So he sort of gave me a little bit like, hey, there's still grit in the line color.
I see.
But not everybody may choose to add grit into the paint.
Got it. Because most people think like you prepare the court and then you line it last.
And you do.
Yeah.
Right.
And then so people just line it, let it set, and leave.
Right.
So
and maybe they
therefore-
don't add the sand mixture into the paint.
Right. It
Which
feels,
could be then slipperier.
It feels like, I mean, it does. This one does feel a little slippery, though. But it's not. I mean, it feels like there is paint.
Right.
Yeah. Versus court on this, but our buddy Christian at
L&M.
L&M is the one that does yours.
He didn't actually do his company supplied the materials, but we had different people actually do the court work.
I see.
Yeah.
What company was that?
It was a company up north that
So it's not Vintage.
not Vintage.
Okay.
They did ours originally,
Right.
and then we had a different company use it the second time around.
Got it. So I'm glad they know what they're doing if they're mixing in the stuff.
There we go. Yeah.
All right. So not a mistake, guys. Brandon, my buddy Brandon. Yep. There's your explanation. Thank you for the suggestion, as always. Keep them coming. All right, guys.
Thank you, Coach Rob.
Hold on. I will. Hold on. All right. So I want to thank Coach Rob for explaining to us that you can have aesthetically bigger lines on.
Yeah,
That's
and you can
right.
change the color of the combination of the colors on the court too. You get all those choices.
That's true. I mean, I've seen a lot of blue.
The
and
blue-green is popular
and
now.
red's gone. I haven't seen red anymore.
Right, the green-red combo's out. The all-green. I think there's a club down the street that has a purple, purple and green. I
Right.
think it was. So
But lines are going to always remain white.
I hope so. Yeah.
Thank you, Coach Rob.
Sure.
All right. Guys, thank you for watching Tennis Spin, where we put our spin on your tennis.